Wanted to come here today to give the public an update on two cases that we worked last week. Last week was a very busy week here in Bay County with a double homicide, a large drug investigation that we brought to a conclusion, as well as a SWAT standoff and another shooting off Laurie Avenue. And I couldn't be more proud of the men and women of the Bay County Sheriff's Office. And I've got the best job in the world, and that I get to see them do amazing things every day in their goal to protect the public, along with our other agencies that we work in partnership with. We really have a special thing here in Bay County where we all work closely together and make sure that we get the job done for the benefit of the public. So I'd like to just start out by thanking these men and women and the sacrifices that they make every day to keep the public safe. I want to start out by talking about the homicide that we had last Tuesday out on Panama City Beach, the homicide of Robert Sean Fowler and Robert Keith Gilmore. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends from Georgia. This was just an absolutely senseless act of violence, as you'll see as we describe this case. A very, very sad situation. We are very pleased that we have been able to bring some justice to this situation and hopefully a sense of closure for the family, although we know that nothing that we could do would make up for the loss that they're experiencing right now. But on Tuesday evening about 11 p.m. we received a call to 19520 Del Mar Drive at Panama City Beach. Neighbors made a 911 call after passing the house and seeing a male laying on the front porch, thinking that it was possibly a medical call. Deputies responded and found Robert Keith Gilmore on the front porch, deceased from a gunshot wound. The back pocket of his jeans were ripped, and inside the home we also discovered Robert Sean Fowler, who was a homeowner, also deceased. Gilmore owns the home, and Fowler is a relative of his, and they were renovating the house, and I believe we're planning to rent that house. The home was undergoing remodeling. Our Criminal Investigations Division, which you see here in our crime scene unit, responded to begin what would be a very intensive 3-day investigation. Began with an investigative canvass of the neighborhood, looking for witnesses and following the leads. There were some construction workers that were working at the home over the previous days. They were located and interviewed. And all had alibis, and we ruled them out fairly quickly with their involvement. We had some concerns in the neighborhood out in that area because we did not have a good suspect at the time, so we initiated extra patrols and special details in that area on the evenings that followed. We sent a team to Georgia to talk with his family face-to-face and learn more about the victims and his associates. Investigators, I had said, had learned that the pants pockets Mr. Gilmore was ripped, and he always carried a wallet. The wallet hadn't been located, and video of the victim at a local business showed that prior to the homicide that he did have a wallet, which led us to believe that we were dealing with a robbery motive. Investigative activities revealed that a credit card of Mr. Gilmore's was used at a local business on the beach. Investigators responded to that business and were able to pull video revealing a young black male using the card. His picture was immediately disseminated to local law enforcement. We had a deputy that had been on a call a few days earlier and had recognized the individual that was seen on the video. He contacted Criminal Investigations and gave them a location where we could possibly find him. Investigators responded to that location and were able to find Ruiz Hicks, Jr. of the Albany, Georgia area, and were able to take him into custody without incident. The Bay County Sheriff's Office K-9 responded to do an article search of the area where Hicks was found. They found the contents of Mr. Gilmore's wallet and other evidence connecting Hicks to other crimes on the beach. The victim's wallet was actually found on Hicks' person, and the firearms and spent casings were also recovered. In an interview, Hicks admitted to shooting the two victims. He stated he was at the home to burglarize it when they returned to the home and surprised him. He shot them both as he was trying to leave. Evidence shows that Fowler was shot, then retreated to within the home and succumbed to his injuries, and Gilmore was found on the porch. Hicks did admit to committing a robbery by taking the wallet from him at that time. Hicks is charged with 2 counts of homicide and robbery with a firearm, and would like to thank the Panama City Beach Police for also helping us with that investigation. Again, just an absolutely senseless act of violence. I believe that the credit card was used to purchase a cold drink at the store, which just, really disturbs me that would be the motive for this. But again, the work of these men and women, being away from their families 3 days straight. I know I was talking to one of the investigators earlier, and they were awake for working this case for 42 hours straight before they went home. So just a tremendous amount of dedication. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families. And we've got another case to brief, but I'll open this up for questions if you have any questions.
So there's just nobody else is believed to be involved, just to make sure this is it?
That's correct. Nobody else is believed to be involved in the murder.
We have one accessory after the fact. The arrest was made.
We did make an arrest of an individual for accessory after the fact.
Do you think he has any involvement with the other shooting that happened on Thursday night?
No, we don't. We actually are working some leads, and we're close on that one as well.
What was this arrest for the accessory? What was he charged for?
He hid the firearm for him.
We had an individual that hid the firearm for him, knowing that it had been used in a murder, so that results in charges of accessory after the fact of murder.
So that was someone else?
It was someone else. Yes, Ms. Corley can get you that information on who that was. So.
And I guess just lastly, how does it feel to close a case like this and just provide some justice?
It's a really good feeling that we were able to bring some closure to the family and create a safer community, because obviously this individual was very dangerous. Somebody that will shoot and kill 2 people to burglarize a house being remodeled and then use their credit card to buy a cold drink afterwards is just, depraved. And we're very glad to be able to get him off the streets.
What would you like to say to residents who are worried about this happening again in the future?
Well, that we're out here, we've got our partners with the other law enforcement agencies here in Bay County, and that we don't stop when something like this happens until the person is in custody. And it doesn't come, it's not something that happens 8 to 5 and just a couple of guys out there working it. We've got every one of these guys, as well as other divisions here at the Sheriff's Office, were involved in this case, and anytime we have a homicide. But we want to make the citizens feel as safe as possible. We will, although there is no threat from this particular situation, we have had some communications with the residents in that area, and we'll be having some extra patrols and some operations conducted in that area due to their concerns over criminal activity in that general area, the west end of the beach.